All right. At Saint Dior,
It's your boy. Let's go with Francois.
Francois. We have a guest here.
What's up, everybody? It's Angel.
It's
Angel Ali.
And Angel.
This is our first episode of Backyard Therapy.
mhm.
We're taking this for a spin. Gonna have some discussions, some therapeutic discussions.
Yeah, we're basically gonna, give you something to listen to, something to vibe to, a little different perspective for most people, especially Bahamians. You got a couple of things you want to talk about. What's the first one?
All right, so we got started off with Bahamians during the COVID time, man. I think it'd be easy to start from the culture of masks. You look in America, and it's a huge movement of people who are just anti-mask. I think it's a little bit funny. I mean, and I say it's funny because, it's for a lot of the excuses that they put up for not wearing the mask. Seems like something that's almost not an issue. I can understand if you have an underlying medical issue.
Yeah, where it's hard for you to
Where
breathe
it's hard for
already.
you to breathe or water fills up in your lungs. It's totally fine. You have alternatives like the face shield. I think that's acceptable in most places
Mhm.
if you don't have a mask. But I see people walking around. They're very comfortable getting out of their cars without a mask. And for me personally, I feel as though it's the new norm. Like the company Razor, like last week, came out with this. I think it's about $160. I should have fact checked that. $160 face mask. It's an RGB face mask, and
Okay.
it has like these features, like it amplifies your voice, and it has a transparent front so you could see your mouth. It's revolutionary, and I just think that's a statement for the sort of life we're rolling into now, where this is the new norm.
Yes.
We kind of have to get used to wearing masks. And yeah, people need to get with the time.
Another thing is when people do wear the mask and they wear it under like their nose is still poking out, which defeats the purpose,
Yeah.
or they just keep it under their chin and it defeats the purpose. Why even wear the mask? You might as well not wear the mask. And for the people who are getting like angry, but they're getting like shit for sitting inside restaurants or places that wear a mask, that has a sign that says you need to wear a mask. Like I don't really understand it. I don't get it.
Yeah, they walk in, they put on the mask to walk in the door, and then they yuck it down right away. I'm at work, I looking at these guys, and I'm like, wait, you gotta stay away from me, because I don't know what you have.
Yeah, I don't know what you
I mean,
have.
I have my mask on, so I'm not too concerned, but
They're like, Bahamians like to get close.
they like to get close. They like to breathe on you too. I don't
Get
like
close.
that.
I don't like that at all.
No.
So where I work, basically, we started telling people that when you come in, you're gonna have to pull your mask down so we can see your face, so we can confirm who you are, because we had a lot of thefts happening recently. So we've been having issues where Bahamians have been coming and complaining about pulling their mask down for the camera, but they're like, COVID, you're gonna get COVID, and I'm like, y'all know y'all be touching y'all masks, y'all be coming in here with like dirty masks. Saw a guy come in there with a dirty bra as a mask when we first opened. It was real. It's on camera, but you know how that go.
He shouldn't even be let in the store.
We didn't notice until it was too late.
Yeah.
And then somebody pulled me to the side and they're like, "Yo, look at that dude's mask." And I really looked at it and I was like, he turned around and I saw the bra straps and I'm like, they created this. He
Yeah.
created this. So I'm like, if you go into that length, just masks aren't expensive.
Not only are they not expensive, I'm sure you could go to not a lot, but you could go to some public places and get some for free. Like clinics or hospitals. Pretty sure those brothers give out condoms for free. I think you get a mask for free.
Yeah, so you will get a mask for free. If you ask, pretty much I think anywhere, you can get a mask if you really want to shop there. But that's something that's been interesting. How do you feel about the mask pandemic? COVID.
There's this thing going on in the States where they're comparing these feminists to, free the nipple to free the face. And I think that's what Andrew was talking about with this mass of people advocating for not wearing masks, which I think is kind of scary and inconsiderate. But that's where we are.
Yeah, I agree, it's very inconsiderate. I mean, the whole idea of wearing the mask is to stop you from spreading it to other people if you have anything.
Exactly.
Try and diminish that spread.
Right, so put your mask up, babe.
Just pull your mask up. It's a simple thing.
At that point, you're basically telling the world it's not worth listening to health professionals. It's not worth listening to the good advice. It's more or less listen to my own reasoning and logic and hope that it doesn't further fuck up whatever's going on right now.
But I have a question. What's the basis behind the people that believe COVID is a hoax? What are they going on? Because I've been seeing this a lot, and that ties into what Angel was saying and Andrew was saying. There is a group of people that's out there that are anti-maskers, which is a weird term, but why?
I think there's a lot of things that it ties into. I'm going to throw around a lot of speculation right now, but I think vaccines, that's the one controversy we're really experiencing right now. I think vaccines have been controversial ever since they've been around.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's people's real fear. They don't want to be quote unquote chipped, or
The 5G.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Or they don't want to catch another, they want to catch autism, something that
Yeah.
there have been a lot of studies to investigate whether vaccines do give autism or not. But,
The thing about autism, from what I heard and saw, is that you can basically look for the signs for autism before a child is born. You can fact check that yourself, people. But if that's the case, then it can't be the vaccine that's giving them autism. Now, I do understand why people, especially black people, would be afraid or be against taking any type of medicine, vaccines from the government, because the government used to do a lot of darkness in back in the day when they used to give people vaccines. So injecting people, giving them STDs and stuff to test on them, black people, and the weird rate of black women dying in the hospital. Yeah, so I understand from that standpoint, but I do think that when the vaccine is fully tested, because there's multiple vaccines, there's not just one.
Yeah.
There's different companies working on vaccines. When they are tested properly, you think that people should take them?
At that point, I don't think it's going to be a matter of, I don't think it's going
choice?
to be, yeah. I think it's going to get to a point where you're going to have to start presenting the card if you want to, be employed somewhere. You're going to have to present a card saying, hey, I've been vaccinated against COVID-19. That's just speculation. That's just a feeling, but...
You think you think our government would... You think... Because I've seen they've been talking about the vaccine, and over here, you think they're going to make us take it?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, how our government,
You never know.
let's be real. How organized are they to be actually properly rolling out vaccines and proper vettings and background checks and
Yeah.
giving out a card system or something like that.
Are we going to do test trials? Those are things to ask for real.
Yeah. Those are questions.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not
What
sure.
do you think? Do you think they're going to make us take it?
Yeah, eventually, if there isn't enough negative things surrounding it. Obviously, if it's a health risk, too much of a health risk, and if it isn't showing signs of progress, obviously they're going to make us take it. I just don't. It all seems so tyrannical, and I genuinely hate it. I genuinely hate it because I feel like from the inception of this news, we've been lied to. We haven't been given any real numbers. We haven't been told what this really is, what the origin of it is, what its true nature is, what it was intended for. Is this biological warfare? Is this for some sort of unionization of countries? It's just a really strange situation to be in, and I hate being lied to. I hate not knowing what I'm getting myself into, because this affects every part of my life, just like it affects everyone else's. My finances, my health, my family, my friends. It's a strange situation to be in.
I agree. I think it is a very strange situation because of, I do agree with Angel. It's you're not sure what is true about, what is actually true about the vaccines or the virus or the actual numbers, or we get so many conflicting news. You got Trump over there, lying about it at first.
Exactly.
Trying to make it seem like it wasn't a big thing when it actually was a big thing. And then that's somewhat helped to skew the numbers. So it's I do agree with Angel. It's a little bit tyrannical with how the higher powers are dealing with it.
Yeah. Initially, when it had come out, they compared the death rate of 2018 to 2019 and then 2019 to 2020, well into the COVID outbreak, and the numbers hadn't changed at all. But suddenly, my friend's aunt that died of cancer got put in the newspaper as a death patient of COVID. My friends that had a lung illness that passed away got put in the newspaper as like a legit car accident that caused a lung illness, lung puncture and internal bleeding. They died from COVID. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't really add value to what you're putting out there. And these are things that people have access to. So let's be real. Be real with your people. It's weird.
It's pretty disingenuous to put a death that was clearly not COVID as a COVID death, just to add to the stats or whatever they're. We don't know. And that's why I agree with y'all. We don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Who else don't know what they're doing? These Bahamians on the road, really. they just driving. They driving. I mean, I've been saying this for years. There's so much that needs to be done in terms of getting a proper road infrastructure here in Providence. Yep. I mean, the money ain't there for it. That's for sure. But we could talk in hypotheticals. We could live in a dream world.
Yeah.
This traffic situation is unacceptable. It's awful. After the new road work, you expected some sort of alleviation, but there was none. Well, it almost seems like none, because you're still sitting in traffic for an hour and a half sometimes. Especially during these COVID times when we had these vicious curfews.
There's no school, and the traffic is when there's school. That's kind of crazy to me. But Bahamians drive pretty bad. No, they drive horrible. Horrible. Bahamians are horrible drivers.
Get buses off the road forever.
They don't care. They just pull out in front of you and, just stare at you. Why are you pulling out in front of somebody on a main road? And Bahamians don't know how to use a roundabout. We use them almost every day, and they still don't know how to use a roundabout.
Dog, these roundabouts, I mean, it's so... I was just about to say it's so straightforward, but a lot of people it's not. We have friends who just get on a roundabout and they just their mind just goes to jelly, and they just go panic.
They just do it.
It's very scary, but it. I don't know. Maybe I guess to us it's easy because we pick up on driving a little bit. Maybe I don't really know what goes into that, but Angel mentioned these buses. There has to be something done with these buses. There needs to be a proper busing system in place. We're not just
random.
Not just random. I stop in the middle of the road to pick up like 20
Yeah.
school children, and I gotta wait behind you the whole time because traffic is terrible on the next side. That needs to stop, way. And these buses need to get updated too, way. Not a lot of the time I want to be walking around with cash to get robbed with, way. to catch the bus, way. These
Yeah.
buses, we need to start swiping on buses, and I think in a lot of them we can now.
Yeah.
But most of them no.
It's,
And the drivers need to be retested because they are wild.
it can't. I feel like it shouldn't just be any random person just decide like I'm a bus guy now. I mean, I don't know the full process,
Mhm.
but like I don't think like anybody. I think there should be a proper vetting system so we can have actual proper drivers. And I guess the same would go for taxis too, but that's another thing. But these bus drivers, but I guess because it ain't the government.
I mean, it kind of is the government because
Mhm.
I'm not gonna speak for a bus driver. I don't know any bus driver who's done this, but I know regular drivers who purchase a license.
Mhm.
You know, we do have legitimate driving schools in New Providence, and I think if you go to them, you'll be able to learn and just be decent on the road. But a lot of these people, you could tell they ain't even try to learn, or they just, even if they learn, they just don't know what they're doing. I mean, fine, whatever. People should deserve if they could drive like they're 18 and
Mhm.
they're allowed to, then fine. But wait, something needs to be done because Bahamian's wild, and especially when they get in these SDs, these yellow plates,
Yes.
these little notes,
Yes.
and these cubes.
The cars that they rent for $50.
These brothers be driving on the sidewalk.
It is being overtaken, trying to hit you. Like they'd be so close. Like I was driving home the other night, like 2 nights ago, and I was coming up the hill, and I noticed this car was close to me, and I was like, "Wait, is niggas trying to rob me?" But then I was like, "Hold on," and I see them like just being close,
Yeah.
and like it's coming down the hill now, and all these speed bumps over here, like they just decided to overtake me on the speed bump. And like I just see them like swerving off, and he drove off the road to like avoid a hole and whatnot. And I saw it was an SD plate, and I was like, it makes sense. What was I worried about? I was foolish. Like they just do it, and they just make it so it's just so easy to rent a car, and just do anything because they ain't asking for much. Most of them don't even ask for your insurance or anything like that.
Y'all realize we live in GTA?
Yeah.
Sorry, this is just it. Like, this is those entire places again. And the drivers are just like that. You know how I know Bahamian drivers real? One night I left my phone at a gas station, and then someone followed our car straight down Village Road, down Shirley Street, and when they caught up to us at a light, they put my phone out the window, but they cocked it like it was a gun. So I told my friend, go, like 10-4, go, please, please. So we started hauling. But bro, we went through the parking lot at Super Value. We went through all kind of cuts and corners, and this person followed us at 90 miles an hour through every juk corner until they finally caught us at another red light, and they was like, "You left your phone." I'm not gonna lie.
That sounds scary.
But I had no words in my heart. I left. I checked out a long time. I can't lie. And my friend was so embarrassed. They were like, "Angel, are you serious? That was your phone?"
Made that person do
All kind of crazy.
some big time GTA driving for real.
Yo.
Yeah, in our friend group, we often just call Prince Charles Rainbow
It's
Road
Rainbow Road.
because that's where it goes down. Every 4 days, you'll just hear about some car flipping over or some car busting a lamp pole or something on Prince Charles. It's just at 2 a.m. I mean,
Yeah.
not nowadays,
Yeah, not
but
now, but yeah.
just still late in the night. It's crazy.
Like even because I live in the East, like it's like Mario Kart. Basically, there's an accident every day. There's multiple accidents every day on Prince Charles. You're gonna see. I see it, and I can't imagine all the ones that happens there. Y'all need to fix that hole in front of Popeyes, please. Not that hole. That big patch that's there. Y'all need to fix the roads. Fix the roads. Like that's adding to like all of this too. That's the big problem here. I shouldn't have to drive my car off the road to avoid some pothole, some massive hole that's in the road because y'all just, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, COVID has been going on for almost a year. Well,
March. No, I lied. It's been a year.
Yeah, pretty much a full year.
When the curfew was implemented, like when did it start?
Curfew started in March.
March.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to confirm. So we've not been in curfew for a full year yet, but I feel like we've curbed COVID slightly a bit better than a lot of other countries. Why do you think we still have a 10 p.m. curfew?
I've always said, the reason why we keep it is because it's to sort of discourage people through, I don't know what it's called, but through, I guess, mental training. Most people go to work, they knock off 5, 6, 7. When the curfew was at like an earlier time, like 9 or something like that, what is the average guy gonna really just dress up and head out to a party for like just an hour? Were they doing that? I mean, I'm not a partier, but
they are doing that.
All right,
they are doing that.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you're not gonna stop the parties. You ain't gonna do that. But what you could do is put a curfew down to sort of encourage people to stay home, because the social gatherings are what is spreading COVID in the first place.
Yeah.
So I think that's why the curfew is still in place the way it is.
I feel like curfew should be pushed back to 12.
Why is that?
Just to give people a little bit more time, 11 or 12, a
Mhm.
little bit more time to do what they got to do. And I feel like we haven't been, when people are having parties, I do see police pull up. Like, not like little backyard parties or anything like that, but when it's like a big function, like a bar or something where you ain't supposed to be gathering like that on a football night or something like that, I see police pull up, or the COVID police.
They are going hard after house parties. Trust me. Like, every single last one of those in the West on New Year's were shut down real quick. And they're not going to extend it, or the purpose of not extending it would be not to cater to those businesses that encourage a nightlife and encourage the gathering environment, but you realize that regular businesses that provide services, essential businesses and services, have the operating hours of 9 to 5 or 9 to 7. And during those times, people are at work, at school, doing their shopping or paying their bills, things that the government can keep a handle on. But once you start allowing people to go into that nighttime environment, that's when it gets a little bit harder to control the numbers and control the spread. So it wouldn't help the situation if we're trying to completely eliminate curfew. I think what would help is if we actually made it stricter, but I'm about that life.
Well, I meant the curfew not for businesses like that to stay open later, but more for like you said, essential businesses. So the food store and people could get, like, the gas station needs to be open on Sunday. I think it's ridiculous that the gas station is closed on Sunday. I mean, nobody should be going anywhere on Sunday like that, to be honest. But you know how Bahamians are.
Yeah.
They need gas. You know what I mean? But I guess I agree with y'all on those points.
Shit. Oh, fuck. Sorry.
It's just a tailless lizard.
Yeah.
People. It's okay. But yeah, I think that just for essential businesses. But yeah, I don't want like bars or like food places or people to like be out and partying. That shit ain't making no sense.
Nah, man, stay home. Stay home, man.
Stay home, wear a mask,
Wear your mask. Stay home.
do what you gotta do. So I know you see. Did you see that clip, or did you hear about Trump when he incited that riot?
I didn't see. I think it was like, wasn't it like, was it a video?
I think I'm not sure.
I thought it was. I know I saw some people talking about like some posts on
Oh, he
social media that
Was he
on,
giving
like some
us a speech or something?
some tweets or maybe a speech or
He was speaking at a rally, and he told to march down to the Capitol and protest. And they did that, but they invaded the Capitol. And now DC is on a 5 p.m. curfew. Mwah, mwah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy, though, because I saw this deeply powerful post, and while it was a meme, it touched me because it literally said, wow, this is a funny time to find out that nonviolent enforcement
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
an answer compared to how we've seen the police's reactions to black people, black
Yeah.
protesters, predominantly multicultural protests. Like, it's rough. Y'all really hating.
Yeah, I've seen the photos of when BLM had their rallies in certain places, and they call like whoever they have to call, the military, the National Guard. They're like squatted up. They're beating people down. They're tearing up posters. They're like harassing people. They literally let them in. They literally let the Trump, the Proud Boys and the Trump supporters in at the Capitol, basically. I saw it. They let them in.
I mean, that just speaks on. That's just anybody with eyes could see it. It's just as you say, any of these Black Lives Matter events or protests, or even if something gets remotely violent or anything like that, there are people getting beaten. They're getting terrorized. Black people in America get terrorized on the regular,
on a daily basis.
I think there's a legitimate fear there between like police interaction and black people.
Agreed.
I think there's a really high chance that you might get like killed. Yeah,
It's legitimate fear.
it's a legitimate fear.
I lived away for a bit when I was off to school, and when I was over there, I was always wary of the police, the po-po.
Mhm.
And even though a lot of them were multicultural from different backgrounds, I still was like not really with them because I know how they act, and specifically with black people. So I was always wary of them doing stuff, and like you just see videos of dudes just literally driving in the car, the police pulling them over. Their like kid is in the back seat, their girlfriend or their wife is in the passenger seat, and they're like, yeah, let me see some license and registration. They're like, all right, cool, let me reach for it, and then the police just shoots them. I think that's crazy.
That's very crazy. It's very sad too. Just as you said, no, I saw the videos too. You know, at the Capitol, you know, the Capitol enforcement that they have there, they just let the people in. I mean, according to some of those officers there, they were saying, you know, they didn't know what to do. You know, their superiors weren't like telling them like, hey, you know, stay and defend or enforce or anything like that. They were just in shambles. Like, they were just clueless. Like, hey, what do we do? But I mean, if some black people was running up on them like that, I don't think they would really second guess.
Yeah,
Honestly,
they would not have gotten inside.
no way.
So we got to talk about those people looking crazy trying to climb the wall when you could have just walked up the stairs. I don't know why they was attempting to scale the wall, but you saw the one where the person was like trying to climb up and they fell.
I was laughing at that for a long while. I think that's very funny. Everybody who fell from the wall, you know, you got your comeuppance.
Like, what are you doing? And then the lady was like, it's a revolution. Like,
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
The one who got maced.
She got maced.
Yeah, it's not a revolution.
It's not.
These people don't want a revolution. These people don't even want civil war. Those things are very dark. Nobody wants that right now.
No.
Not in America.
and Trump lost. Just get over it. He lost. Like there's nothing. Like just stop. It don't. It doesn't make sense. He's not coming back. He can't come back, especially now, because as you see, as of like now, he's been impeached for the second time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that comes with even more consequences than being impeached like once. So I don't know.
Trump is a fool. I'm still in shock that he was elected in the first place. You know, we watched it right up here, actually at this very balcony, and it was I was very shocked when it happened. I mean, it was him or Hillary. She wouldn't have been this bad. There's no way. This nigga's just ass. And that's just it. The quicker he's out, the better. Which is gonna be soon.
Yeah, like very soon.
Mm-hmm.
The 20th
Mm-hmm.
is when Joe's gonna be. That's like 2 days.
In 2 days, yeah.
2 days, yeah. So that do you think Trump will be like tried in court for like other things other than like what they may be trying him for now?
I believe so, definitely.
You think he's going to jail?
I believe so. You know, I'm not saying that from any position of facts, but you know, after everything he's done, after all the controversy, these people ain't gonna just let him slide, or you know, maybe if he flees to another country, I don't even know if he can do that.
I think he might flee to another country.
I think he has to. I mean, after what you've done, what you've tried to do, I mean, the man has incited violence against his own country.
Yeah,
that's craziness to me, and that's something. I think that's something very unique. Something you really don't witness in too many lifetimes.
Yeah, has that ever happened before for an American president?
No.
That's actually crazy. Well, he'll be out of here.
Yeah.
So I know we're in January. None of us have copped the PS5 yet. But you told me about this new custom black one?
Yeah, so you know, everybody who's been anywhere near close to the tech world knows that PS5s are basically almost unattainable right now. unless you're willing to pay like some really exorbitant price for it.
Yeah.
But what's been happening is, you know, they're being scalped, which is, you know, people would set up bots on their computers to automatically purchase them as soon as they become available online, hike up the prices, and then sell it to regular Joe Blows like you and me. And they've been horrendously out of stock because of that. If you've gotten one, you've been considered lucky. I mean, a lot of people have them, but it's not easy to get it. You know, we're in January, and it's still, when it goes online, it's sold out right away. And another thing that's been happening is these, you know, Sony has started pre-orders for a sort of black custom edition, all black edition PS5, but they had to cancel the pre-orders for that.
Why?
Like almost right away, because the staff at Sony was basically being threatened.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. I think the people who own the bots were just like, wait, y'all need to, you know, I think Sony is really going out of their way to make sure that people, you know, can't get these things easily, or the bots could get them easily, and because of that, you know, they put the things in place, and the bot guys are reaching out to the staff like, hey, your families, they better be secure, babe.
That's crazy.
That's what, yeah. And
they need to go to jail.
That's over a game console.
All right.
Yeah, so Cyberpunk, a game that I personally been waiting on.
Yeah, I've been hyped for it too.
For many years. You know, I play games, and Cyberpunk has been on my list.
I think you were the person that actually first told me about it. That's how I know about it, because you were like, this game is coming out. It's going to be like cool.
Yeah, man.
I looked into it, and then people were like, it's going to be revolutionary. It's going to change the world, It's coming out, and this is like years ago. And, they started showing some footage of it, and I thought it was pretty cool. It looked dope. It kind of looked like a futuristic, I guess, cyberpunk GTA, but, was waiting to see more.
Well, it is a first-person shooter RPG. It came out in December, or was it November? Something like that.
I think December.
I have it on PC, and it's beautiful, basically. I'm enjoying it. I'm still playing it. I think I have like 80 hours on it so far. And I'm almost finished. I've enjoyed every bit of it. But, that's only because I have it on PC. Now, the game has had a lot of controversy ever since it dropped because of CD Projekt Red. That's the people who developed it. They were just really shady about it. And not only that, the game on consoles, mainly what they call current gen, which is the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Yeah.
You can't run Cyberpunk on them. Basically, it looks like a horrible nightmare. And they've been in lawsuits because of that. They've released statements, videos, basically apologizing, saying, it's not our team that's the fault. It's us. It's the CEO. It's the board. We knew it wasn't ready, but we pushed it out anyway. That's fine. But it hasn't really diminished my experience. I'm having a blast, but unfortunately, the people who got it on the
consoles,
PS4, they gotta suffer. And you pay $60, $65, maybe close to $70 because of tax.
Yeah, tax. Yeah, depending on where you live.
And you get an experience like that. That's unacceptable.
Yeah,
that's unacceptable. And before the game came out, I saw one or two reviews, and the reviewers were like, I knew from then when they were like, we reviewed this game, but
we had
they're not allowing us to use our footage.
Yes.
And when I heard that, I was like, wait, this is shady, but that's fine. And now we know why, because it wasn't ready. Even though it was delayed like 3 or 4 times, it still wasn't ready.
It was years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a video that basically showed like a lot of the things that they were saying in the press conferences before, saying like how when people were asking questions, they were like, hey, like how's it run on current gen? And they're like, it runs good, but we still gotta work some stuff out. Like they're saying, like, but it's gonna be ready. It's gonna be good. And like up until release, they're like putting stickers on it saying like, yeah, it's gonna be able to run on the console. And then like just like you were saying, they were talking to people, and different reviewers did get to play the game ahead of time, and it was multiple reviewers that were like, yeah, we have to like send in a request to them. Even GameSpot we're waiting to get the request back or answered to be able to use our footage, and I don't think they ever did, because I didn't see it at least until after the game came out.
Yeah, you weren't able to see it until after the fact. I think that just speaks about the sad state of kind of the game industry we're in right now. They're sliding into this game as a service sort of situation where we're gonna drop the game, but we're gonna update it over time, so maybe in a year or two it'll be the complete product.
Yeah, that's no.
Yeah, I don't want to pay $60 and then wait 2 years for it to be finally good.
And then I gotta download some DLC that can take a bunch of space on whatever I'm using, just to fix the game that should have been ready in the first place that I paid for.
That's a bunch ridiculous. Of garbage.
If you're gonna do that, you should reduce the price at least. But you see, like they completely took them off the PS4 store. So, and they've been doing refunds to people who got them on current gen consoles. So I don't know if they're gonna. You think they're gonna bounce back from this?
Yeah, I mean, they've had a lot of clout before. Cyberpunk, Witcher 3.
With the Witchers, yeah.
With the Witchers, those are good games. Netflix series, that show is good.
Yeah.
And I don't think their reputation is too harmed from this, even though they was shady as fuck about it. But I think they'll bounce back. I think in a year, Cyberpunk will be a refined, bug-free experience, and it'll be good. You know, people could finally buy it and play it.
They're gonna add more, I'm sure.
Yeah, then they say they have free DLC plan and all that jazz. So we just gotta wait for that.
Yeah, we'll see what they do.
Yeah.
So, we was talking about COVID earlier, right? And I was on Twitter the other day, and I saw Soulja Boy tweet something. It was something like, "Kiss me through the phone," you know, like saying this, like, you know, it hit different now. Hey, basically, he said Soulja Boy made like a statement or something recently. Another one. What is Soulja Boy talking about? Oh no! I think you said Soulja Boy paved the way.
Yeah, I was saying, wait, listen to me, wait. All these dudes, you know, I could be wrong because I'm not the strongest hip hop head, but I think Soulja Boy definitely made it easier for all these guys who want to be dancing, all these guys who want to be wearing, you know, tight pants or pants below their waist and stuff, and he made it easy for them. He was the one. He's the progenitor of that type of style of rap. I don't know what you would call the type of rap, but he did that, you know. And I think it's, you know, it's more or less a meme of the. I mean, the same picture you're talking about. I guess it's a meme to say, you know, he's trying to say that he was the start of FaceTime.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, I mean,
with the "kiss me through the phone" thing,
right?
Which kind of, I don't know. He could be kind of right with that. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean,
like,
yeah,
that could have been. He was talking about that, and he was doing that singing. You know, Drake was doing the singing rap thing. Soulja Boy was doing the kind of trying to do a melodic thing too. He kind of started a lot of waves that people are onto. I think people do need to give him his props, even though they make fun of him.
Yeah. I mean, they love to make fun of him. But
Big Gucci Soulja.
Yeah. Big Gucci, Big Draco. But we need to give him the respect he deserves.
I agree.
He started a lot of things.
Especially, we were talking about it earlier, like, he was one of the first people to really pop on YouTube with music, I feel like. Like, when he dropped Crank That, I think that changed the landscape of music, like YouTube being a place for people to, like, put out their music and music videos. And it really pushed the YouTube to be, like, the place where people go to, like, if you want to search something up in video form, you go to YouTube, basically. So, I think that we should give him props for that.
What did, I don't remember, but what did people play music on, like, on the internet before YouTube? What was
We downloaded music illegally.
You're right. Yeah, absolutely right.
You remember Kazaa,
LimeWire,
BearShare, fucking
Aries, all of them, man.
All of them. Torrents.
So,
Napster. Kicked it off.
Yeah, Napster. But you're right. You know, I don't remember really going to YouTube for music until it was like Crank That or yeah, you know, stuff like that. You know,
watching dance videos, basically music
yeah.
dance videos. That became a thing, and watching the flip offs of it, Crank That Batman and all those crazy shit.
Oh yeah,
those are funny. That was a time, and that even paved the way for you. Like remember the jerking phase?
Definitely.
That was a time in life.
That was a nasty time.
It was a very nasty time. Feeling 2012-ish. Yeah, let me see the letter. So what's next?
Fly TV.
Yeah, we're sticking with music, sticking with rap. So now I saw something that basically said that rap lyrics will be admissible in court. I guess in the U.S. We're in the Bahamas, so I guess that doesn't apply. I don't know. I can't say that, but I know they said that.
What does it mean exactly?
That basically means that, say, you get locked up for possibly committing a crime, or you're in jail for something. You get locked up for possibly doing something, right? And you wrote some lyrics where you're implementing yourself. Well, like saying, I was at the place. We rolled through. I had the gun on me. I saw you there. I shot that nigga. You know what I mean? Like, basically, they could take that, or like you could even take where you did the race. Like, all of that. They could use the lyrics that you say as evidence in court to say, yeah, he's saying that he shot Lamron or whoever on 54th Street, and you know, this is him saying that he's doing it.
How you feel about that?
I feel like that's actually I feel like it's from an artistic and creative standpoint. I feel like it's threatening. It could be stifling to certain people's creativity because they thrive off of that type of lyrical angle. They like to talk about the type of stuff. Like, drill is kind of that type of stuff. Like, saying what you did in a slick way, using lingo, basically. But it's become more blatant now. People are literally like, yeah, I'm smoking your dead friend in my weed. Like it's crazy. Like, they're saying I did this, you were goofy, you ain't say nothing, and they're sending diss tracks, and it's escalating into people actually dying in real life. So I think that you got to take that into consideration when you're an artist and when you're just a civilian, because you could just get shot for no reason, not even being involved in it. And how would you feel if the person rapped about it and they're still on the street? You know what I mean?
Definitely. Well, now that you say that, I could be down with, to some degree, with...
Yeah, I'm not with it 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know 100% how I feel about it, but that was just, I guess, how certain things that I thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if these dudes, there are a lot of savages out there. If they want to be going up and killing people and they want to be rapping about it and stuff, I mean, just like, your boy who just died the other day, King Von.
King Von, yeah. Rest in peace, King Von.
Yeah, R.I.P. That your boy, Lil Timmy, he shot him. And then right after that, those niggas drove to a new location, shot a music video. Well, I don't know if they shot a music video, but they definitely made a song. Talking about it. And I think that's pretty heinous, way.
I think that's savage.
That's pretty heinous.
Inhumane.
You already took the man's life, and now you're gonna be...
Or his boy rapping about it. Like don't rap about something. You didn't do it. Like, you know what I mean? And even if you did it, like, don't try to don't glorify it.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I feel as if it's good for the law and bad for the artists that didn't already deal with their problems. Because while we all have real life situations that we've been through, and it's so easy for us to incorporate that in a creative outlet or the most expressive form of what we do, that's still... There are rappers that have been convicted, tried, gone to jail, done their time, come out, and then rapped about the things that they did. Now that's validated. But you're not going to sit here and brag and make a whole song about you murdering someone and then get away with it. I think that it makes sense for law enforcement to take into consideration what these things are saying and promoting, especially when it comes to what's infiltrating households and young children, and especially the effect it has on certain areas of not only America, but the way that America's culture reaches out to different countries. It's affecting those areas that are similar to those in America. So that's not validated. We're sitting here and glorifying a bunch of people talking about murder and basically making it sound like such a fun thing to do. And that makes no sense to me. And the fact that they're finally doing that is kind of a shocker, because it's like, why didn't you do it a little bit sooner?
I think some people or some courts may have been trying to, but they're telling a story. Because that's one point that I will make for the next side, is that some people are just storytellers and they
Facts.
tell stories.
Facts.
So once there's a clear line as, okay, this dude actually, is just telling a story, like he's not actually doing it, like you can't use that. That's fine. But if he goes for like something else, then no, he got to go for that. Like, but if he's not a murderer, if he goes for like robber, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's that. But why do you think people go on Vlad and basically tell on themselves? Aside from even using rap lyrics, because I saw something where, I don't know, one of the American agencies, FBI, the government, whoever, said that they're going to be using Vlad, or they have been using Vlad TV interviews in court to convict some of these artists.
I could only assume that there's something. I mean, I was gonna say, there had to be some sort of protection that comes with that, because, I mean, one Vlad video that I'm familiar with is, the Soulja Boy shooting.
Yes.
Right. And you and I, when we were talking about it as it happened, we were like, wait, this ain't making no sense. Like this is fake. This ain't happened.
This ain't a thing.
And then we saw this video from Vlad Post talking about these, like, it was like 6-7 dudes sitting up, like, talking about, like, yeah, wait, this is exactly how it went down.
And nigga shot me.
This is what happened. I shot this dude.
It actually happened slightly different, but yeah, he shot me.
And it that's so weird to me, because it doesn't strike me as something that you should go on the camera on YouTube and just be talking about so like
callously.
free, so like callously, so freely. Yeah, maybe they just don't fear for any repercussions, or maybe, I don't know, or maybe it could be some sort of protection that comes with that, and that could tie into what you were saying earlier about they're gonna start using his videos and interviews on in the court as actual cases.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that does lend to that a little bit, saying, hey, maybe the whole time he was federally involved, Vlad TV was federally involved, and getting these dudes caught.
That's crazy, because people just go in there and tell, but I don't know why people do it. Like, what is there to gain? Do you just want to talk? Do you want to tell your side of the story? But like, do you not know that may cause you to go to jail?
I don't know.
What's the point?
I don't know.
But I've been watching some cool shows lately. One of them is Your Honor. I told you to check that out.
I haven't checked it yet. That's what we.
Oh man, it's cool. It's Bryan Cranston and some kid.
Okay.
Well, the premise is basically his kid did a hit and run, basically, and he's a judge. But the person that he happened to hit is a mob boss's son. So, what does he do from there? That type of story, and it has a lot of Breaking Bad vibes. So, that's a good thing.
Okay. I'm down for anything Bryan Cranston related.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad was an awesome show.
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
I've seen a couple episodes.
How do you feel about it?
It's pretty good. It's pretty interesting. I like to laugh, and I like intense action, like super crazy stuff. Breaking Bad was lit though, from what I'd seen. I also like Queen of the South?
Yeah,
It's a pretty decent show.
People have been telling me to watch Queen of the South.
As well as Animal Kingdom, that was pretty decent as well.
What is Animal Kingdom about?
It's a mom. Oh, don't make me do this. Andrew, do you know about the show?
No.
It's about this mom, and she has a couple of sons, and basically she runs an operation by herself. You know how that goes. There's a lot of drama surrounding it. There's constant conflict with everybody she comes in contact with, even her sons. I think at one point she was even like having sex with her son, which is pretty outrageous.
Oh no.
Crazy.
Anyway, skipping right over that. There are great shows out there. But yeah, I like comedy. I like to laugh. Truly.
Yeah.
There's one I watched. Yeah, it came out, I think it was 2019, 2020. The Platform
Yes.
on Netflix.
I watched The Platform.
That was something. It was different for sure.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. Angel, did you watch it?
No. Have you guys seen Happy?
No.
Oh.
No, what's happening?
Is that on Netflix?
Yeah, it is. You guys remember the detective from Law and Order SVU?
Yes.
The guy?
Yes.
Yeah, well, he's the main character, and he actually is a former detective, the best one, but he ends up being a drunk, and his daughter gets kidnapped by some child reality star thing, and she has an imaginary friend named Happy, and this entire time, like, this guy, Nick Sachs, the main character, who's getting, like, oh man, he's like, he can't die, but he's always almost near death. And he finds out, this imaginary friend reaches him, finds out that his daughter's in trouble, got kidnapped, and it's just so weird, y'all. Like, this child's reality star had these alien wishes that impregnated Nick Sachs' baby mama,
Right.
and she gave birth to these little balls of things that she ended up setting on fire, because then she came to her senses right after it. I don't know. It was just intense. Like, it was just crazy, y'all. Y'all gotta watch that.
Okay. It sounds cool. Okay. What else? I like Narcos. Have you seen all of Narcos?
No.
Narcos is a great show.
I only watched, I think when you watched in the first season,
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much the only thing I watched.
Okay. I think everybody should watch The Sopranos. It's very long, but it's worth it.
I definitely have that on my list. I do have to sit down and watch that. Do have to get to that. I heard a lot of good things about it, so.
I heard a lot of good things about The Mandalorian too. Have you seen anything from that?
Yeah, people love it. I don't love the price, but you know, we live in a world where we can get stuff for free.
Yeah.
So I'm not too concerned with that. But I haven't watched it yet. But I like Star Wars media. So there's no reason why I'm not watching it.
Have you seen Tenet?
No, someone else was telling me to watch that too. You know.
You should watch that. That's a great movie. You should definitely watch that.
All right.
So, Denzel Washington's son.
Do you
Okay.
guys watch Archer? You don't watch Archer, I don't know.
The cartoon.
Questionable. Yeah, it's a character.
Yeah, I mean I watched it long ago, but
Yeah, I haven't watched it recently.
not recently.
Oh, it's gotten insane.
Okay,
That's definitely action. It's definitely funny.
gotta catch back up with it. Then.
It's on point. Messes with your brain constantly.
Have you seen all of Adventure Time?
Only up to like season, right up to before everyone started saying it was bad.
Wow. When did they say it started getting bad?
Okay, well I guess maybe I'm confusing that with people saying it bad. No, that's what I heard. When did they stop that? That was, I guess, when Finn like lost his arm and it like the little thing was growing out of it.
Okay, yeah. Mhm.
That's he was in that phase when they stopped watching.
That's when I stopped watching initially too.
Okay.
I think it was in part because of how they were and when they were releasing the episodes.
Mm.
I wasn't keeping up,
Mm.
and I kept getting lost in where I was. So I had to keep going further back until I was like, okay, I remember this, I remember this, I remember this. But I watched the whole thing. It gets pretty interesting. I do not want to spoil it for you, but it gets pretty interesting.
Well, I'm on vacation this week, so I have a lot of things I need to watch.
Put that on the top of your list.
Okay, I
Hey.
will.
I shed a tear at the end.
Good.
It ends pretty great.
Alright.
Angel, you should watch it from time.
That's amazing. Don't forget Happy.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But yeah,
All right, I guess we'll end it there then.
that's everything on the list.
That's the list. The list is complete.
Yeah, this is the first episode of Backyard Therapy.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
It's been a blast.
Yeah, we'll be releasing episodes probably twice a week.
That's the
So
plan.
tune in, like, subscribe, and all that.
Thanks for Angel for coming out.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank
Angel.
you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
leave a comment and all that. Peace.